back on the Montreal Grand Prix, she may well be very happy because she may have booked her spot on the French team for the Tokyo Olympic Games. We move on to the second quarterfinal. Eliza Stone of the USA. She's not done anything too special today. Very professional, very workmanlike, and she is through to the quarterfinals against Shao of China. And John, this is a massive one. World number 5 against world number 6.
It is big, and I think if we look at this matchup, it's a very interesting one physically because Shao's a big, strong athlete. But Stone moves really fast and aggressively, and I think Shao isn't quite so quick as Stone, but she's got that difficult timing, and she's become a lot more technically proficient over the last couple of years with Frederic Bailac, the French coach, working in China. I think it's going to be a tough one for Stone, but she's been, as you said, all day, she's just been very solid, kept her head. A few pressure situations, she's turned around nicely, and she's just got a feeling about her now that she's a little bit calmer and a little bit more settled than she's been in the last couple of years. And maybe just building her confidence that, you know, she is one of those contenders now at the top end of the world ranking. She believes she belongs at this level. I think if she continues in the form that she's shown through the earlier parts of today, and Shao doesn't quite structure her tactics correctly, then Stone will win it. I think if Shao gets her tactics quite absolutely bang on, then Stone's going to struggle, because I think she finds it a little bit harder to adapt maybe tactically.
Well, Maris Florea is the referee for this match. Eliza Stone hopping around, jumping around. I think part of that is a routine to keep her mind sharp, not just to get her body warm. We are underway for the second quarterfinal. Interestingly, John, this is interesting because of the fact that Olympic qualification for these two is not really forefront of their mind. USA lead the race for the additional Pan American spot in the team rankings, unchallenged really by Canada, and China are, 32 points ahead of Japan in the race for the Asian spot. And you'd expect these two to be on the team sheets for their team. So is it shackles off and hell for leather and go for it?
I think to an extent you're right. I mean, I think nobody ever wants to say it's over till it's over in this situation. You know, there's always that last day of the last event where something crazy happens, and I've seen it in the last 3 Olympic cycles. There's always something that you don't expect that happens. But at the same time, you're right. They are in a stronger position as almost anybody in terms of, you know, having their place in Tokyo booked. But I think they want to A, make sure that they're not just in the team, but they're in the 3.
Yeah.
And B, they want to keep their world ranking high and increase their world ranking for seeding for the individual event. So there's still a lot to play for. And although athletes are very focused on the Olympic Games this season, World Cup medals, you know, are also part of the Hall of Fame of the sport.
And also the confidence that comes off.
That's right.
Doing that in the last 6 months before the Olympic Games. It's success breeds success, doesn't it?
Yeah, momentum's such an important thing in sport, you know, and when you win, you know, winning is a habit. It's the old saying in the game, isn't it? Winning is a habit. And if you come into the games with a hatful of medals from the season, you're clearly going to feel a lot better about the whole thing, a lot more confident than if you don't. And I think both of these athletes will be giving everything to get this match. At the moment, Shao started well. She's just buried the middle of the piste a little bit more, and Stone's just come on and committed a little bit too early, both in the middle and when she made Shao short and tried to force the long attack. Shao being so tall and having such good timing, you need to control the distance really well against her.
It looked like Stone had that plan in place. It just that Shao saw the opportunity when she paused to pick up the right away.
I think she just caught in 2 minds there, Stone. She was maybe planning to attack, saw Shao had started first, and was then in the middle of changing her mind and going to go back. It's just one of those moments of indecision, which in sabre nearly always results in you being hit.
Yeah, it's suicide, isn't it, to change your mind when you're halfway through doing something and you're that close to your opponent, especially in the middle. And this fight really hasn't moved much out of the middle at the moment.
If you just notice that Stone has just now started to shorten her preparation, so she's doing a tiny first step just to keep the distance longer, so she has a tiny bit more time to see the tall athlete's intention. Referee says attack right. Stone went for attack on preparation, but it was a little bit late, and Shao didn't really make any technical mistake with the hands, so it ended up just being a counter-attack. Attack for the Chinese fencer. Shao, really nice strong lunge.
It looked to me like Stone was trying to make trying to step in, draw the attack and step away from it, but she just didn't step away far enough.
I think she's half caught between pulling her opponent short and doing a parry post, and I think she needs to either close distance and parry or get really out of distance to make miss. I think she's in a sort of intermediate distance where neither is going to work. She'll look for the parry, but the opponent has time to see it and can get around the blade because the distance isn't too close.
And Shao actually demonstrated what she should do. Here is the last hit, just stepping out of the way and then flicking in. I don't even want to call it a counter-attack. She's made her opponent miss on the attack deliberately, and then she's effectively picked up the right of way.
Immediate attack, exactly right, yeah. And I think she's just controlled the middle a little bit better. As I said at the beginning of the match, if Shao gets her tactics just right off the line, then Stone doesn't adapt quite quickly enough sometimes. So she'll, instead of dropping 1 or 2 hits, sometimes she'll drop 3 or 4 before she adapts. And I think her coach is going to be trying to get to change her rhythm, change her preparation. And they're having that conversation right now.
Yeah, and it looks like Stone still looks very calm and relaxed, and doesn't look like she's 8-3 down.
No, absolutely. I think as you know, she's gained more and more experience of getting big results. You know, she feels comfortable at this level, and she knows this match isn't over. She still has time there, as we saw Frederic Baylac looking on. She still has time to turn this match around, but she needs to now be very clinical and very sharp in the middle of the piece.
Or will she take it out of the middle?
Well, I think she needs to firstly get into the middle more aggressively and draw an earlier reaction from her opponent, and then take it out of the middle. Because if Shao gets space, she can build up the attack and use her strength and her height to land those attacks.
Well, let's see what happens the second
half.
half.
She prepared for a little bit longer there. 3 small steps, saw her opponent go back and then immediately pressured. I think we'll see more of that.
Well, here we see it immediately again, like you say, that small start on the preparation, giving her time and the space to see what's going on.
And there you go. She closed the distance, the 3 steps, drew the attack and did a parry post. So instead of going back with the parry and giving her opponent space to get around the blade, which she was doing earlier, she's keeping the distance closer so her opponent can't change. Same preparation. This time it's mal-parried. There's a contact on the way in, but wasn't really a parry post, so Shao was more aggressive with a lunge. Nice parry post. Again, not backing off that time. Holding her position just in front of the line, whereas earlier in the match she was backing off and her opponent could get around the blade.
But very late parry there.
Very late.
Quite deep as well.
She has a very fast handleizer. Controlling the distance. Oh, nice stop cut from Shao. That's a beautiful hit.
Tell you what, we've seen a few of those today, those little stop cuts on the inside of the wrist.
We have, and that was a good demonstration there. Just as Stone got a bit close there, instead of lunging, she did another step, and then you can see Shao had the opportunity. A great hit with a opportunistic mindset.
Yeah, a bit of a risk when you're going for that stop cut. It is a counter-action, so you not only have to hit, you also then have to get out of the way and make sure you don't get hit.
Sorry to interrupt there, Karen, but Shao's just taken a bit more control of the middle again. And Stone has realised that something has changed. She's walked away. She's going to try and adapt, change her tactics. And there she went a little bit sharper at the beginning, more aggressive. I think she needs to keep doing this, not just doing one action over and over or one preparation, but mixing it up to keep Shao guessing.
Misses the first one, and I think that was as much Stone went so fast that Shao didn't really have to react, or she didn't need to react because Stone was too far away.
Absolutely, yeah. She just launched the attack a little bit early. Attack on preparation for Shao. This is looking like a mountain to climb now for the American.
Well, we saw Karlan dominate Valzer in the first quarterfinal. Here, Shao has got the tactical battle right, and even landing some of the lucky ones. The first attack looked like it failed to me.
Yeah, it was parried, but then Stone couldn't land the riposte, and Shao forced through the remise. Second action. Attack left, possible crossover there. I'm not sure if Stone may have done a pass avant there.
No call from Shao for a video review. Of course, we saw that in the men's final yesterday. Bolad Apathy, we thought, had taken the title, but Vasyl Milenchev called for a crossover, and when we saw the replay, well, it was a very clear crossover. Nothing called previous to that action, but Stone getting another one. 15th hit, sometimes the hardest to get. Shao in the box seat. And she goes in for the attack, but it's blocked out again by Stone. That parry riposte has actually worked for her quite well.
It has. When she's been able to close the distance, she can take the blade much, much better. I think if she'd done more of that in the first half and been more in touch, then we may have seen a different story. She's actually winning the second half 7-6, Stone, so 8-6 now. Shao getting a bit frustrated.
It's not done yet.
You can see there's a little bit of stress creeping into the Chinese fencer's body language there. As you said earlier, the 15th hit is the hardest one. One's together. Both pause, both looking for the other one's intention and then committing simultaneously. Parry post again. Same timing. She's now waiting. Stone is now waiting for that big tempo, that big timing lunge in the middle, and parrying it in the last second. It's a very good late rally by the American. Tap left.
Is it enough? Is it enough? And Shao calling for a video review. From my point of view, John, it did look like there were two parts to the action from Stone.
Yeah, I think that what happened is they both prepared. Stone jumped in a bit bigger. They're both prepared, but then Stone did take the initiative. I don't think it was a miss or an attack no, if you like. You can probably see that on the slow motion there. They did both pause, but then Stone started first.
Well, Stone is within one now. Cannot make any mistakes. Does the attack go through? It does. And Shao Yaki has made it through, subject to the predicted video appeal from Eliza Stone, but it did look like attack to me.
Yes, attack. She looked for the parry, Stone, and Shao came through, hit on the chest as Eliza looked for the 3 parry, TS parry. And Shao just closed it out after a big wobble there at the